Hi, you're welcome to Financial Freedom Hub, the online earning tutorial channel. In this financial freedom presentation, we are looking at the topic 13 differences between a rich and a poor mindset. Mindset is very critical when it comes to making money or earning money or creating wealth. The kind of mindset you have will determine to a large extent your ability or otherwise your inability to make money. So in this presentation, we are going to look at the 13 differences we can identify between the rich mindset and then a poor mindset. Between the rich and the poor, how are they so different from each other? What's the difference between the rich and then the poor? A lot of it comes down to whether you have a rich or a poor mindset. So if you will be rich or you will be poor, a lot of it has to do with the kind of mindset you have, whether it's a poor mindset or a rich mindset. Not the money you have or inheritance you have, your background, your education, or whatever. Mindset is very, very important. The difference between a rich and a poor mindset can change how you think about the world you live in and how you interact with money. So we live in a physical world, we interact with money, but the kind of mindset you have can determine to a large extent how you think about the world and then how you interact with money. A wealth mindset not only helps you make more money, but you learn how to better manage and take care of your money. So if you have a rich mindset, it will help you not only to make money, but also to be in a better position to manage the money you make. The good news is having a poor or wealthy mindset isn't dependent on your bank account or balance. So it's not how much you have in your bank account that determines whether you have a poor mindset or a wealthy mindset. Mindset is a thing of the mind. Rich people can have a poor mindset and set themselves up for future failure. It means you can be rich right now, but you have a poor mindset. So that's just a trap for you to be set up for future failure. You can also be a poor person right now. So it's possible for a person in poverty to have wealth mindset, which will help pave their path to success. So it means you may be poor right now, but you have a rich mindset. It will only pave the way for you to become successful and financially sound in the future. In this presentation, we are going to be looking at the 13 ways you can see the difference between a rich versus poor mindset. If you are new to our channel, remember to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, and then also like and share our videos and leave a comment and let us interact. If you have a question, leave it for us. If you have any comment, feel free to leave it for us. Give us a thumb up, share the video, and let's grow the channel. So you're welcome. We are looking at the 13 ways you can see the difference between the poor versus the rich. You can be a victim or you can be rich, but you can't be both. You can't be both rich and poor. You can only be one. So here are 13 reasons why you can either be rich or you can either be poor. So we are going to look at 13 ways in which the rich mindset, people with rich mindset are different from people with poor mindset. All right, so rich mindset versus poor mindset, number one. So we look at the rich mindset as against the poor mindset. So number one difference between people with rich mindset and poor mindset is this. Rich people play the money game to win, whilst the poor people play the money game to not lose. These are two different mindsets. Now, when we talk of the money game, we are not talking of gambling or we are talking of some game somewhere. We are talking of how we see money, and when it comes to investment, when it comes to business, the things that bring money, how do we tackle that game? That's what we are referring to as the money game. How to make money means the medium, the channel, whether it's an investment, a business, or whatever. So rich people play the money game to win, and the poor people, they are playing so that they don't lose. So their concentration is not to lose, whilst the rich people, their concentration is to win. It looks like it's the same thing, but it is not the same thing. So you see, when you are trying to be not to lose, you concentrate on just defensive. So let's say two football teams, they are playing, one wants to win. So you see that they will be on the offensive, they will be attacking, and they'll be entering the 18 box of the opponent. The opponent is so conscious not to lose. So you see that they will not attack, and then they will be defending. So they will be on the defensive side. So it seems that all the activity will be in their 18-yard box, and the least mistake they will make, they will rather concede a goal. You can easily concede a penalty in that box because all the action is there. So that is a difference. Let me give you a typical example using our CHY mall that we just all lost a lot of money in. You see, when opportunities like that come, and then it is presented to rich people, they just get on board immediately. They put in the big money because they know that some of these things, they will not last forever. But they know that no matter what, they will work for some time. And then the people that enter early, they make the good money and the big money. So once they seize opportunities like that, they put in the big money at the beginning, and then they begin to make their money. And then anytime the thing goes off, they have made their money, made enough profit as well. But you see, those of us with a poor mindset, what we do is we are trying not to lose. So we begin to ask questions. Where did the company come from? How long has the company been operating? Who is behind the company? Who is the grandfather of the owner of the company? Where is their hometown? What they stay? So we ask these questions, and we are trying to be so cautious because we don't want to lose. And time is running, opportunity is running. And by the time we watch the rich guys make the money, and we are now convinced that this thing is working, then we now go take our big money and we put in. By this time, the thing is beginning to lose value, they're beginning to get out of the way. And that is exactly what happened to many of us in CHY. Because we were so cautious, we were so careful, we don't want to lose, and so we were waiting to do all the investigation, the due diligence. I'm not saying don't do due diligence, but see, over due diligence will rather make you on the defensive, and by the time you are now convinced you should join, maybe the thing is also about to close down. So that is the one difference, or the first difference between people with rich mindset and people with poor mindset. Okay, so you see, two guys are playing a game. One has a rich mindset, he wants to win. Another one has a poor mindset, he doesn't want to lose. So the goal of truly rich people is to have massive wealth, and for many of them is to help a lot of people. One of the principles of having a wealth mindset that we teach in our programs is, if you shoot for the stars, you will at least hit the moon. So your goals and then your targets in life are very important. It is good to be ambitious. Yes, so if you aim high, he said that's why some people tell you aim at the sky, aim at the stars, and then you may end up on the moon. At least you have ended up there. But you see, the poor people don't even shoot for the ceiling in their house, and then they wonder why they are not successful. Poor-minded people are not ambitious, so they don't aim high, they don't aim big, and no wonder they don't achieve anything. And then they are wondering why they are not achieving anything. Once your dreams are not big, your goals are not big, your ambition is not high, you are not aiming high, it means your targets and then your probable expectation and then achievement would be equal to your expectation and then your goal. Rich mindset versus poor mindset. Number 2, rich people are committed to being rich. And what about the poor? Poor people wish to become rich. You see, there is a difference between being committed to something and then wishing for something. Committing to something means you are ready to pay the price and do whatever it takes to achieve it. Wishing for it is just daydreaming and then expecting that, well, I desire this thing and then one day it will happen to me. Okay, so you must be committed. Most people don't get what they want because they don't know what they want in the first place. And that is where many poor people are. They don't even know what they want. You ask somebody, how much do you want? I want to make money. You ask them, how much do you want to make? Oh, I want to make a lot of money. A lot of money is no amount and is no value. Place a figure, place a value which you can easily measure. And if you achieve it, you will know that you have achieved it. And then you know what you are going to do, the steps you are going to take to achieve or to get that sum of money. People with a rich mindset are clear that they want wealth. They are unwavering in their desire. They are fully committed to creating wealth. As long as it is legal, moral, and ethical, they will do whatever it takes to have wealth. So take note, as long as it is legal, it is moral and ethical, whatever they have to do to get that wealth, they will do it. That is commitment, and that is not wishful thinking or wishful desire. People with a wealth mindset do not send mixed messages to the universe. Poor people do. Okay, so poor people send mixed messages to the universe, so they are not consistent. So you don't know what they want. They themselves don't know what they want, and it's not surprising they don't get anything because they don't know what they want in the first place. The third level of wanting is I commit to being rich. So the third level of wanting to become wealthy is that you make the decision, I commit myself to being rich. The definition of the word commit is to devote oneself unreservedly. So if you say I am committed, it means you are devoting yourself without any reservations. This means holding absolutely nothing back, giving 100% of everything you've got to achieve wealth. It means being willing to do whatever it takes for as long as it takes. This is the warrior's way. No excuses, no ifs, no buts, no maybes. Failure is not an option. The warrior's way is simple. I will be rich or I will die trying. Look at that. I will be rich or I will die trying. So even if he dies in the process of trying to get rich. Getting rich takes focus, courage, knowledge, expertise, 100% of your effort, and never give up attitude, and of course a rich mindset. Question: are you willing to work 16 hours a day? Rich people are. Are you willing to work 7 days a week and give up many of your weekends? Rich people are. Are you willing to sacrifice, at least for a period of time, seeing your family, your friends, and giving up your recreations and hobbies? Rich people are. Are you willing to risk all your time, energy, and startup capital with no guarantee of returns? Rich people are. It's simple. You will be paid in direct proportion to the value you create in the marketplace. So take note, the amount of money you attract is directly proportional to value you create in the marketplace, where money exchanges hands with the value that the person is looking for. How do you want to live your life? How do you want to play the game? That's a money game. Do you want to play it in the big leagues or in the little leagues, in the majors or the minors? Are you going to play the big or play it small? It's all your choice. So if you want to make it big and you want to create wealth, then the choice is yours, how you play the game. Rich versus mindset, poor mindset. Number 3, rich people see opportunities and focus on them. What do poor people do? They see obstacles and focus on the risks. So you put two people together, one has a rich mindset, and then he sees opportunities in every problem and he focuses on the rewards that opportunities will bring. And then the poor mindset people, they see obstacles. Let me give you an example. This coronavirus that came and hit us from 2019 and 2020. You know, there are people who will tell you that their businesses closed down, everything got lost, they lost their jobs, and then they didn't know what to do. Other people will tell you that they made more money, their businesses made more money during the COVID period than any period in the history of their business. What happened? The same coronavirus, the same economic environment. Some people saw opportunities and they focused on the rewards. Other people saw obstacles and they focused on the risk. And no wonder the result was different for these two groups of people. Okay, so whatever you are seeing, whether it's opportunity, see the opportunity and seize the rewards that come with the opportunity. But poor people see the obstacles and they focus on the risk. Poor people see potential loss and are driven by their fear-based voice. So there is a voice inside you which is based on fear. And that is what controls and dominates poor people. So they see the potential loss. So you tell them, oh, Charlie, I've seen this opportunity. And the first thing they are going to investigate is what are the opportunities, the potential of loss in this opportunity, instead of thinking of what are the potentials of success in this opportunity. That's the difference between the rich mindset and the poor mindset. The rich mindset is looking for the rewards that are embedded. Then the poor mindset is looking at the possible losses that are hidden in there. Rich people see potential growth, take responsibility for the results in their lives, and act upon the mindset that I it will work because I will make it work. So look at it, take responsibility. It will work. Why? Because I will make it work. Rich people are committed enough to do whatever it takes, period. It comes down to this: if not you, then who? So if it is not you who will work it out, then who is going to work it out? Rich mindset versus poor mindset. Number 4, rich people focus on what they want. Poor people focus on what they don't want. So you see, here again, we see different mindset. One mindset focuses on what they want and they go for it. And then the other mindset focuses on what they don't want. And so you see that their energy and focus is directed towards what they don't want. And meanwhile, what they want is the opposite. Did you know that there are no straight lines in the universe? Life does not travel in perfectly straight lines. Every route you take, there will be curves, there will be corners, and there will be bends everywhere. It moves more like a winding river. Rivers, you can't see any river that from its source and then to where it enters the sea, it is one straight line river like that, and it moves straight. You see that it meanders around obstacles, around trees, around rocks, around mountains, valleys, and then until it gets to the sea. The same way life doesn't move in straight lines, it moves in curves, and so there will be detours, and you must know that it will move through circles, you will meander through obstacles, and they are part of life. More often than not, you can only see to the next bend. So you see, if you are driving or riding on a road, you can only see to the end where there is the next bend. You can't see your destination from where you are taking off. But all the same, you take off with the hope of getting to your destination, irrespective of how the road turns and meanders. All right. So more often than not, you can only see to the next bend, and only when you reach that next turn, you can see more again. That is how life is. You can't see all the journey. You can't see all the distance from one point to the other. You only see to the point where there is a bend, and where you get there and you take the bend, then you can see another stretch, and then you drive, and then you see another stretch like that until you get to your destination. So you must know that is how life is. Action always beats inaction. So rich mindset always is coupled with action. Poor mindset is coupled with inaction. But in this game, action always will beat inaction. I have found a major difference between the rich and the poor mindset, and it's that the richest people I know are also the nicest. Bless that which you want. If you see a person with a beautiful home, bless that person and bless that home. Don't envy that person. Don't criticize that person. Anything you see that is good and you want it, bless it. If somebody has it and somebody has achieved it. If you see a person with a beautiful car, bless that person and bless the car, because one day you will have your own. If you see a person with a loving family, bless that person and bless the family. If you see a person with a beautiful body, bless that person and bless their body. Everything happens for a reason, and that reason is there is to assist me. All right, so make sure that you are praising everybody that has good things that you also desire and wish you will have. From now on, I want you to practice a reframing other people's negativity as a reminder of how not to be. So from now on, I want you to practice reframing other people's negativity as a reminder of how not to be. So if you see somebody in any negative situation, you reframe yourself from that negativity. You don't concentrate on that negativity. You reframe it to help you remind yourself how you should not be. Nothing has meaning except for the meaning we give to it. You see, in life, everything is neutral until you assign a meaning to it. You see, if you see somebody right now, then the picture you paint about the person, that is going to be the picture you carry about the person. If you see somebody and say, oh, this person is a liar, the person may not be a liar, the person may be a liar, but what meaning you give to the person, that is what the person is going to carry in your mind. I believe negative thinking is like having missiles of the mind. Instead of itching, you get bitching. Instead of scratching, you get bashing. Instead of irritating, you get frustration if it is hidden in the mind, because you can't touch it and you can't scratch it in the mind. Now, do you really want to be close to people like that? The answer is no. Energy is contagious. Either you affect people or you infect people. You see, so if you carry the positive energy, you affect people positively. If you carry the negative energy, you infect people negatively. Number 5, mindset. Rich people are always excellent promoters. Rich people are almost always excellent promoters. Poor people are almost always poor promoters. Promotion here has to do with sales or marketing. You market yourself, you market your product, you market your values, you market your ideas. Okay, so if you have a rich mindset, you are willing to promote your products, your services, and ideas with passion and enthusiasm. I told you that the value you create in the marketplace is directly proportional to what you make in that marketplace. So you have a product, you have a service, you have a personal skill you want to market. If you have a positive mindset or you have a rich mindset, you are willing and ready to promote that idea with passion and enthusiasm. Resenting self-promotion is one of the greatest obstacles of success. So if somebody says, well, me, I can't promote or I can't talk to anybody about this thing, you are likely to be poor for long. I don't want to say forever, and it will be like you are cursing somebody. But it's likely you are not going to make money anytime soon if you can't promote. Sometimes it is you yourself, you are a gifted person, you are a skilled person, but you can't tell people about your giftedness and then your skill, what you can do and what you will do to add value to their life. People who have issues with selling and promotion usually have a poor mindset. So you see, sometimes when it comes to network marketing, people will say that, well, me, I can't promote this business. Does it involve bringing people? Me, I can't talk to people. Now you see, the money is in the hands of people. There is no money that is floating freely anywhere and you can get. Money is in the hands of people, and until you get people on board a certain idea, they will not exchange their money. And it is when they release their money that you get part of that money or you get all of that money. That's if you have your personal product and you can convince people about the product, then you exchange their money for the product. If you have a service, you convince them, you exchange the money for your service and you get the money. If another person has a product, maybe you don't have a product or service, another person has a product or service, and you can convince people to patronize that product or service, then the person parts the money and then you share a percentage of that money with the owner of the product or service. So rich people with rich mindset, they are ready to promote products and services and ideas with passion and enthusiasm. People who have issues with selling and promotion usually have a poor mindset. Rich mindset versus poor mindset. Number 6, rich people will tackle problems. This is a little mistake here. Rich people will tackle problems and solve them. Poor people will do almost anything to avoid problems. So rich people will tackle problems. So, and you know, the amount of money you make is directly proportional to the problems you solve. I said it already. The value you create is equal to the problems you are solving. So the bigger the problems you solve, the more the problems you solve, the more the money and the bigger the money you make. But poor people or people with a poor mindset will do almost anything to avoid problems. And now if the money is attracted by solutions to problems and you avoid the problems, that means the money is going to avoid you. It's as simple as that. Okay. So people with poor mindset see a challenge and they run. The secret to success, my friends, is not to try to avoid or get rid or shrink from your problems. The secret to grow yourself so that you are bigger than the problem. So the secret is not to run away from the problem, and it is not to shrink away from the problem or avoid the problem. The secret to success is to grow yourself so that you will be bigger than the problem. Now, maybe the reason why you are running away from the problem is the problem looks bigger than you, so you are running away from the problem. But the solution is to grow bigger, grow yourself so that you become bigger than the problem, and then you can solve the problem or you can provide solution to the problem. If you have a big problem in your life, that means you are being a small person. It means you have to grow bigger, and then you become bigger than the problem. If you want to make a permanent change, stop focusing on the size of your problem and start focusing on the size of you. Okay, if you want to make a permanent change, stop focusing on the size of your problem and start focusing on your own personal size. It means you focus on increasing your size, and then every problem will become small compared to you. Rich mindset versus poor mindset. Number 7. Rich mindset people are solution oriented, whilst poor mindset people are problem oriented. So we focus on the problem. The rich mindset people focus on the solution. So this problem is going to kill me. This thing. But the rich mindset, once he sees the problem, he begins to think of the solution. And that is what happened during the COVID-19 period, where people were looking for solutions, people were creating PPEs, people were creating buckets for washing hands. And you saw markets. These Veronica buckets became a hot commodity because people just bought them, turned them into hand washing machines, and then the price of Veronica buckets shot over 300-400% in the market. That is what we mean by rich mindset focusing on solutions, and then poor mindset focusing on problems. Okay. The difference between rich versus poor mindset comes when people are faced with problems. Rich people spend their time and energy strategizing and planning the answers to challenges that come up and creating systems to make certain that those problems don't occur again. Think of yourself as a container of wealth. If your container is small and your money is big, what's going to happen? You will lose it because your container will overflow and the excess money will spill out all over the place. You simply cannot have more money than the container. Therefore, you must grow to be a big container so you not only hold more wealth, but you also attract more wealth. So bigger you become, the better you become. Number 8. Rich people do not back away, avoid, or complain about problems. Poor people do back away, avoid, or complain about problems. I've discussed that in passing already. So don't be a poor-minded person complaining about problems, avoiding problems. Rich people are financial warriors. If you become a master at handling problems and overcoming obstacles, what can stop you from success? Nothing. And if nothing can stop you, you become unstoppable. If 100-foot oak tree had the mind of a human, it would only grow to be 10 feet tall. You see, the oak tree has a potential to grow 100 feet tall. So you are saying that if that tree had the mindset of a human being, it will grow only 10 feet, because I say that there is no human being that has grown beyond 7 feet, 8 feet, 9 feet, or 10 feet. So I cannot grow beyond that. So you see, in order for you to grow, you must have a certain mindset. Number 9. Rich people work hard and believe it's appropriate to be well rewarded for the value they provide. Poor people also work hard, but they believe that it is inappropriate for them to be well rewarded for their efforts and then the value they provide. Now, if you want to know the difference between a rich mindset and a poor mindset, just give them a job to do and then ask them to charge you or to quote their price. That is where you see somebody with a rich mindset and somebody with a poor mindset. You can use that on your own. Somebody gives you a job to do, or maybe you even attend an employment interview and they ask you, how much do you think they should pay you? Immediately you see the difference between a rich mindset and then a poor mindset. Maybe you have been there before. And then the rich mindset will tell you that with the value I'm bringing to this company, I think you can start paying me this amount, and then after the probation, you can increase it to this amount. You see that that is the most difficult question for a poor mindset person to answer in an interview. How much do you want to be paid? So anything you think you can pay me. That sometimes that is what even fails you at the interview. Quote your price. You know your value, know what you are bringing on board, and then quote your price. You know the value, so know that you will be rewarded appropriately. Get really rich and then help people who didn't have the opportunity you did. If you have the wherewithal to have a lot of money, have it. How do you do anything? How you do anything is how you do everything. So have a mindset that you are worthy of something and you deserve it. After you have labored, know that you deserve it and ask for it. There's nothing wrong with getting a steady paycheck unless it interferes with your ability to earn what you are worth. There is the rub. It's usually that. So living based in security is living based in fear. So anything you think you qualify for, demand it and ask for it. Don't shy away from it. Rich mindset people do. Number 10, those who have a wealthy mindset believe in themselves, their values, and their ability to deliver. On the other hand, those with poor mindset don't believe in themselves, their ability, and then their values and to deliver. So take note of this one too. Those who have a rich mindset or wealthy mindset, they believe in themselves, they believe in their values, and they believe in their ability to deliver. Those who have a poor mindset don't believe in themselves, their values, and then their abilities. Again, you can hire two artisans, one with a rich mindset. You ask him, are you sure you can deliver? I say, oh, trust me, I am the best in town. Just watch me deliver. You will not give your word to another person again. And then the poor mindset say, well, we are trusting God. We will do our best. We'll see what we can do. Immediately, you know that this person has a poor mindset and this other guy has a wealthy mindset. Okay, he knows that he's in it and then he's the best. The only way to earn what you are really worth is to get paid based on your results. Do you want a successful career or a close relationship with your family? Both. Do you want a focus on business or you have fun and play? You want both. Do you want money or meaning in your life? The answer is you want both. Do you want to earn a fortune or do the work you love? The answer is you want both. If you have a poor mindset, you choose one or the other. Rich people choose both. So go back and watch that and see. He said, do you want to be successful or you want to have a successful career and then a close relationship with your family? The answer is you want both. Rich people want both. Do you want a focus on business or have a fun and play? It means you want to focus on your business and also have time for fun and play. Rich people have this mindset. Poor people will choose one. They say, well, if I want to make money, it means I won't have time for fun and play. That is a poor mindset. Let's set the record straight. Money is important. To say that it's not as important as other things in life is ludicrous. What's more important, your arm or your leg? Could it be that both are important? Now the question is it your arm or your leg that is more important? You see, poor mindset will choose one, well, my leg or my arm. But rich mindset will go for the two. I need both my arm and my leg. They are both important. Money brings freedom. Freedom to buy what you want and freedom to do what you want with your time. That is pure financial freedom. You have the money to buy anything you want and desire, and then you have the freedom to do what you want with your time. That is true freedom. Okay. Number 11. People with a rich mindset are good managers of their money. People with a poor mindset mismanage their money. Interestingly, when you look at rich people, you see the kind of dress they wear, you see the kind of cars they drive, you see the kind of houses they live in. You wonder whether they really have money. But you look at people with poor mindset, and then the small money they get, they want to show off for everybody to see that they've gotten some money. That is mismanagement of money, and that is a poor mindset. Many rich people you see, you wonder the kind of car they drive, simple car. Poor people get small money and they buy the most expensive car. That is the difference between rich mindset and poor mindset. One is a good manager of money and increases the money. Another one is a poor manager and loses it. The single biggest difference between financial success and financial failure is how you manage your money. It's simple. To master money, you must manage money. Saying, I will start managing my money as soon as I get caught up. It's like an overweight person saying, I will start exercising and dieting as soon as I lose 20 pounds. But you see, until you exercise or you diet, you are not going to lose the 20 pounds. So if you are waiting to lose 20 pounds in order to begin exercising or dieting, it means you will never achieve it. In the same way, if you are waiting for your finances to be set up before you start managing, is to say that you will never manage your finances. You must acquire the habit and the skill of managing a small amount of money before you can a large amount. The good book, the Holy Bible says, he who is faithful in little is also faithful in much. And if you can't handle that which is small, you can't manage that which is small. There are people who have small money, so this money is not enough, so I'll spend it. I'm waiting the time I'll get big money, then I'll manage, I will save, and then I will do investment. If you can't save on a 1,000 you earn, are you going to be able to save with 100,000? The answer is no. Okay. Money is a big part of your life, and when you learn how to get your finances under control, all areas of your life will solve. Take note, once you get the money under control, every area of your life will line up. It comes down to this: either you control the money or it controls you. To control money, you must manage it. Number 12. Rich people have their money work hard for them. Poor people work hard for their money. This is another very critical difference between rich people and poor people. Rich mindset versus poor mindset. Rich people have their money work for them, so they put their money into investment system, businesses that will make more money for them while they are sleeping or while they are not working. Poor people invest all their life, their time, their effort in making money. You will be poor for long, if not forever, because you can only make money for as long as you can work hard. The time you cannot work or work hard, it means you cannot make any money. But if you have rich mindset and then you create a system and your money is working for you, it means you can go to rest, you can go to sleep, and the money will still be working for you. And there is a saying that if you don't make money when you sleep, it means you will be poor for long or forever. It means you have to make money only when you are working. It means if you can't work for 2 years, 3 years, you cannot make any money. So whilst you are sleeping, how much do you make whilst you sleep? That determines if you are going to be financially free. Rich people see every dollar as a seed that can be planted to earn $100 more, which can then be replanted to earn $1,000 more. So how do you see every dollar bill that you earn, or any currency you earn in your country, any bill, note of your currency that you receive? How do you see it? Do you see it? There's a story of a man who gave an egg to his 2 sons. One morning he woke up and gave an egg each, raw eggs, not boiled eggs, to his 2 sons, and asked them to go do whatever they want to do. Immediately one of the sons saw fried egg in the middle of a slice of bread and a cup of tea, and that is what he did with the bread. The other son saw a whole poultry farm in that egg, and so he went and looked for a layer and then put the egg in, and that egg was hatched into a chicken. And fortunately for him, that chicken grew out to be a hen and laid more eggs and hatched them to more chicken. They laid more eggs, hatched them, and then before long he became an owner of a poultry farm. This other guy saw bread and toasted bread and fried egg, and that is what he did. What you see, any dollar you hold or any currency you hold, whether you see it as seed or you see it as spending money, will determine what comes out of that. Eventually, rich people get the choice to work or not. Poor people don't invest their money and are stuck working for the rest of their life. That is how come people change their ages, so that they can remain in their work for long. You know that you go on retirement at 60 or 65, and so they reduce their age by 5, so that at retirement, at the time they are supposed to go on retirement, they will get opportunity to work for another 5 years. You don't need to do that. Commit your money to work for you, and then you can rest while the money is working for you. Number 13 and final. Rich people are willing to act in spite of fear. Poor people let fear stop them. Everybody has fear. Fear is not an event in the life of only poor people or poor mindset people. Everybody encounters fear, but what you do with the fear is what makes the difference. So rich people are willing to act in spite of fear, and then the poor people let fear stop them. Okay, so action is paramount. It's imperative to realize that it is not necessary to try to get rid of fear in order to succeed. Successful people have fear, doubts, and worries, but they don't let the feelings to stop them. So you take note of this statement. Successful people or rich-minded people, they also have fears, they have their doubts, and they have their worries. But the differentiation here is that they don't let these feelings to stop them. Unsuccessful people have fears, doubts, and worries too. But what's the difference? They let those feelings stop them. Don't let your fear stop you. We all have fears. Rich people take action in the midst of the fear, and then poor people let the fear stop them. There's a story of a king who had a beautiful daughter. He said anybody who marries the daughter will be the heir to him and inherit all his kingdom and his wealth and everything. But before you marry the daughter, you have to swim across a river that is full of crocodiles. And so all the suitors came, all the young men came, and then he posed a contest to them. And then everybody got to the bank of the river and saw these crocodiles moving wild in the water, and then they backed off. And then there was one other guy who stood by the water, and then all of a sudden he fell into the water and swam to the other end. And then he was coronated, got the young lady, and then married, and then became the heir to the king, the rich man, and possessed everything. Then the rich man called him and asked him, all your colleagues backed off seeing these crocodiles. What may give you the confidence? He said, I don't know, somebody pushed me into the water. But the truth to it is that even the crocodiles were artificial crocodiles. They were plastic crocodiles, robots, and that were made to move like living crocodiles. But you see, many of the things we fear in life, they are not real. Many of the things that we worry about in this life or we doubt in life, they are not real, but they stop us from our success. So when you need to practice acting in spite of fear, in order to succeed, we need to practice acting in spite of fear, in spite of doubt, in spite of worry, in spite of uncertainty, in spite of inconvenience, in spite of discomfort, and even to practice acting when we are not in the mood to act. Sometimes let something just push you into it. Sometimes the first step is all you need, and you master courage and you overcome the fear, the doubt, the worry, the uncertainty, the inconvenience, the discomfort, and anything you want to name it. If you are willing to do only what's easy, life will be hard. Take note of these two statements. If you are willing to do only what is easy, life will be hard. But if you are willing to do what is hard, life will be easy for you. Either you are a person who will be stopped, or you are a person who won't be stopped. You choose whichever you will become. You can either be stopped or you cannot be stopped. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification, like our channel, share our videos if you learned anything, and let other people learn. Leave a comment for us and let us interact. See you in our next video.